All right. How is everyone doing? Um, this is going to be the fourth ramble that I'm doing. I basically wanted to make another one of these after I got top page and finished my top page goal. That I've been going for about 3 months now. I basically started in the beginning of April wanting to go for it. Um, it's kind of like definitely a bucket list goal for me. So I kind of just wanted to set my sights on it, grind it out, achieve it, and kind of move on to something else. It was very long and drawn out process for me for sure. Uh, it I pretty much got it right on the head in terms of like when I predicted I would get it. Also forgot nature runes. I'll go get those right now. So I predicted 3 months. Basically, got that exactly right. And I ended up finishing top page this Monday. So pretty much what I did for top page was I started off slaying, which is probably the best XP in the game for sure. If you're if you have a macro, well, let's call it like a higher XP per hour focus in Slayer. So it definitely makes it the best XP in the game by then for like a skill on an Ironman at least. Just with the overall XP and uh, combat XP and stuff like that. When I got 200 mil HP on, I think that was the end of April or so, I switched over to Winter Todd, basically just because, unfortunately, once you get 200 mil HP, Slayer becomes 80% of the previous gains that you used to get, which kind of is just demotivating, which was the case for me. When you're doing the exact same thing as you were doing before and you're getting 80% of the previous XP gains, yeah, it's just demotivating. So what I did was switch over to Winter Todd basically, and did pretty much some fast XP. I also did a lot of thieving, so whenever I was on mobile, I could tap Gem Knights to Czars, or when I was working too. It's really nice to be able to like foot pedal to Czars or Gem Knights. Just be able to keep up the XP per hour. So while I'm working and things like that, still getting 250k XP per hour is super beneficial. And still being able to focus 100% on work because it takes zero attention pretty much to do that, which is really nice. So that was one of the most comfy things for me. I actually ended up at 162 mil thieving, pardon me, while I take a drink of water. So I finished up with 162 mil thieving, and that was mostly done, like I said, pretty much through work and times when I was on mobile. So it was nice. Other than that, I pretty much was just doing like DMP or fast XP farm runs. So like strictly trees in the morning. Every single morning I'd wake up, do tree runs, and that would help the overall XP. And then right towards the very end of my top page grind, I kind of launched a whole bunch of bank XP. So I did 100k wines. I did, well, 100k wines was 20 mil cooking. So I did 20 mil cooking. I finished up at about 47 mil, 48 mil close cooking. So really close to 50 mil, which will be sweet to get. I also made a bunch of construction planks, collected kingdom, which I had a ton of mahogany planks in, and I had a lot of teak planks as well. So I made a ton of construction XP there, which was about 18 mil. So I finished up around 45 mil there. And then the other thing I did was I think some prayer. I didn't have a ton. It was maybe like 4 to 5 mil XP, and I ended up with 33 mil there. So that was basically all the banked XP that I wanted to use there, um, and just kind of like speed myself towards top page. Um, it was actually quite. I thought I was gonna get it a lot sooner, but a couple things happened right before the end that made it take. Well, it took the forecasted amount of time. Like I said, I expected 3 months, and that's what it took. Um, because the reasons for that basically were that one Smithy started playing again, the former rank one hardcore. Super happy that he came back. Actually, it was a motivating for me to play because it was some competition. Even though I'm sure he doesn't like actually view any of the Ironman as like competition for him, but it was fun to like compete against him on the Ironman high scores, even though he's a hardcore. So he came back. He was doing some cooking because I think he does karams while he's at work, and he was doing hunter as well, and and then just some zoning while he's at work and stuff like that. So, but he was doing decent weeks, like 12 to 14 mil weeks kind of thing, um, which I still was, progressing farther than because I was probably doing with winter Todd and thieving and stuff like that, doing about it was usually always over 20 weeks pretty much, but I think I probably averaged maybe like 20, 22, 23 mil weeks, something like that, which was good for me. I set kind of a daily XP goal for myself of 3 mil XP a day, which would have averaged out to, well, it actually started off as 2.5 mil a day, and then I kind of was like, all right, I'm kicking myself in the butt. I want to like actually keep grinding this. So changed it up a bit and went for 3 mil a day. And I was pretty successful in that actually. I managed to keep onto that. There's a couple days where it's just, real life stuff comes up and you gotta, you can't play or can't play as much or only in the mornings or whatever it was. But it made up for it with the days that I, could play and got over that 3 mil mark. So it turned out pretty well in general. And then even on the days, I kind of evened it out. Even on the days where I couldn't play as much or whatever, I would do some of the faster XP, um, like mahogany tables or Karam ones or just stuff like that, just to make sure I try and hit that 3 mil goal. So anyways, getting that 3 mil a day, it put me about 21 mil weekly. So yeah, somewhere around there is where I ended up. So yeah, Smithy started playing again. So he kind of gave me a little bit of boost. I thought I was going to pass Smithy to get top page, but it actually turned out that I had to pass Smithy and Alkin to get top page. And the reason for that was because fifth hardcore Ironman, fifth HCIM, who is now the rank 1 overall, well, I guess rank 1 like official high scores hardcore. He is he basically just launched a whole bunch of XP right before I got top page. Like we're talking like it was like 2 days before I was scheduled to get top page, and he just like sent a whole bunch of chins, and I think he was on like a 66 mil week or something like that. So he did herblore, and then he did chins. So he just like launched ahead of a whole bunch of people, which was interesting. So that kind of set me back because he actually passed me a little bit. So it changed up my plans a little bit. So it made it so I had to pass Smithy and Elkin. But it turned out well. I kind of kept up just with my daily goals, and I got there. So Monday was the day that I got it. I'll just change my display here just to show you for a second. So this is just my Twitter, but I got basically 280 mil XP in those 3 months kind of thing. So that was a super good goal of me. And I mentioned here is my bucket list goal, right? So um, I guess that brings me on to kind of my next topic of things, is kind of what's next for me. A lot of people are just asking like, oh, you plan on like maintaining top page? Do you want to like go for a higher rank? Like what's next basically? Let me change that again. There you go. What's next pretty much. My answer to that is I honestly don't think I want to maintain the top page rank. A lot of the things I'm gonna do will give me some decent overall XP, and it'll kind of passively keep me up around the top ranks. But I think I'm gonna change kind of a little bit of my mentality over the next little while at least, for the foreseeable future. And I definitely am like a skill hopper or change my goals all the time and stuff like that. So it's definitely not a guarantee that I'm gonna like forever stop like skilling, forever stop going for ranks and stuff like that. But actually, what I want to do now is take a little bit of a different approach. Basically, since I got top page, I've been doing a bunch of kind of like overall account stuff, just like volcanic mine gathering, GP processing for like all my like runite ore and stuff like that. What was it? Runite ore, my addy bars, just a bunch of my smithing supplies and stuff that gives me actual like money once I kind of process the actual raw materials of it. Because I actually had quite a big cash stack, and I'm gonna go to the bank here, and I'm gonna show you why that's no longer a thing. Okay. So that's basically been my last week, like I mentioned. I got it on a Monday. It's been 5 days. This is actually the reason why I don't have any money anymore. I have like 40 mil cash deck or so, just because I've been alking these are like basically all my alkables. I have some like battle staves and stuff like that in this tab, but for the most part, that's like where all my money is in this tab. And I still have a decent chunk. Like I have like 200 mil worth of alks to do in there, kind of thing. But all my actual GP I had went into blood runes. So this is setting me up for all my next goal, which is going to be a lot of barraging, scything, and sang usage. And I even have like where's my scythe and my sang staff have like a ton of charges, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, my sang's like full and my scythe is like almost full. So yeah, that's pretty much where all my money went. Bought a ton of blood runes recently, which I have no regrets about. So I'm happy that I did that, because that's definitely gonna set me up for what comes next on this account. So as I mentioned, just kind of prep stuff the last little while, like the GP, volcanic ash for farming. I don't think I really have much else left to do to really get ready for kind of the next chapter of my account. So I guess I'll just go on and kind of say what that is. I actually want to go for some pets. I want to set myself a goal, for now at least, of just going for, like, I would say 30 pets would be a cool goal to have. But I might actually end up going for all pets at some point. And I say that with like a like I say that very lightly. All pets is like a huge goal too, for sure. So I'm not just gonna launch out and say, yeah, I'm going for all pets on an Ironman, because it's crazy and so much stuff can happen depending on where you go dry, if you go lucky on certain pets and stuff. So I'm not just gonna say I'm gonna go for all pets, but that is kind of the direction I want to head in. So definitely a lot of actual pet centered goal, but a couple other like more completionist stuff too. Prime example being Chambers challenge mode. So I want to go for the dust, and I want the kits. I have the omelet already, so that isn't really an issue. So you could say, yeah, it's kind of a waste if I'm looking for pets. Like, what's the point? Even though it's like a recolor for the pet, but it's kind of a personal thing for me. I am still missing 2 items from Chambers 2, the maul and the bulwark. The maul is like literally useless for me, but the bulwark is actually kind of cool, and it would give me. Oh, I messed that up. It would give me a couple niche uses, which would be neat. Which probably those niche uses, sorry, would only be like tanking setups and stuff like that, in like wieldy scenarios, whether that's like wieldy bosses or whether that's like doing chins in the wieldy black chins, which I would do for the pet, or whatever, different sort of very niche things like that. I don't really need the melee XP from some of the bulwark methods, unfortunately, which would be cool to do, but again, I don't need melee XP, so it's not really a super viable option for me, unfortunately. So I'm not going to do that. But anyways, it'd be cool to snag a bulwark while I'm doing some challenge mode. So I want to do a little bit of that in the near future. However, one of the other things, I guess the specific goals that I want to set myself, a couple things. First of all is the sepulcher. I actually do have the agility pet already, so again, that you could view that as a little bit of a waste if I'm kind of going for pets, but I want the ring. So sepulcher is like super cool content. I think I really love doing it, and I was kind of sad I didn't get to do more of it on release because I was doing like the top age grind and everything like that. I couldn't justify doing agility, even though it's like significantly increased the XP per hour of agility. It's still too slow, or was still too slow for like someone who's grinding out top page and is just looking for like straight overall XP, like fire making, thieving, stuff like that. So yeah, I wish I could have done a little bit more, but now's the time. So basically, my plan is to go for the ring there. Once I get that ring, it opens up a couple very niche but cool goals for me. Mainly herbivore actually. So I'm doing a little bit now. I don't have the ring as you can see, but it was kind of just like a chill thing to do while I was recording this video. But that's gonna help a lot. Just use less staminas overall. And just be nice for that. But one of the other things actually it'll let me do is, oh, it's this way, is Sarah. And reason why is basically because I'm going to be doing alt Sarah, so 2 worlds, alt kills like Bree the ranger, and my main Iron, this account, just hops worlds and basically kills the boss, T-bows the boss down. And if you do that, your trips are basically only limited by staminas. You're sustaining yourself there by blowpipe specs, by bones to peaches, by food drops. It's not really an issue at all there. You can sustain yourself pretty easy. So yeah, the ring really helps to increase your longevity of your trips there, and it makes Sarah, or makes that method at least, quite a cool one for sure. You can definitely use the ring still for long Sarah trips that you do like solo, for example, but the Dolo, I guess, Sarah with an ult actually is quite a lot of kills an hour. It's like 30, low 30s, something like that. So yeah, I want to definitely do a little bit of that. So I think those 2 are kind of the things that would open up in terms of methods once I get the Ring of Endurance. Other than that, as a lot of you know, I love Slayer too, so I actually plan on doing a ton of Slayer and actually going for the Slayer pads. And that's just a very general thing, like Slayer pets, there's a ton of them. especially ones that you aren't technically Slayer pets, but like benefit from you doing them on task, like Zami, KQ, Dagonoths, what else? Arma. So there's literally a ton of actual pets that you could go, well, that aren't technically Slayer, like mandatory. You don't need to do them, but would be hugely beneficial for me to do on task because they increase kills per hour, and obviously gives me Slayer XP too, so it's more efficient for me overall in the longevity of my account. So that is definitely the plan. But one of the things that I'm missing from like being able to do that, and a while ago, it was before I had Scythe. The Scythe was like the thing I was missing pretty much to be able to jump on the Slayer grind and do a whole bunch of Slayer pets efficiently, like the Gargoyle boss, Cerberus, um, Sire, even though I probably won't Scythe Sire, but those, a ton of bosses, DK's even like Supreme speeds up with Scythe, so a bunch of those bosses get improved by having a Scythe. So, but now that I have the Scythe, I am looking for just kind of like, oh, what else am I missing in terms of like Slayer bosses or items to do the Slayer bosses rather. And the only thing that I'm really missing in terms of like max gear setups is a Spectral for Corp and an Ellie for Arma. That's pretty much the only two things. So that means Corp is in the cards. So if you know anything about Corp, it's super freaking slow, but it can actually be sped up by using an alt. And obviously it's frowned on by a lot of people for sure, but there's no denying that it's efficient. It speeds up your kills per hour by like more than 100%. It goes from, well, there's a couple different methods. One, if you use one alt, it improves your kills by a decent amount. But the method that I'll be doing actually is 2 alt corp, which is about 14 kills an hour. And how that works is you have 2 alts, Ironman of course, with BGS, D Warhammer, and a Arclight, and you're speccing down corpse on 2 different worlds. And your main is basically at 100% uptime. So this account would be 100% uptime for the entire hour, actually hitting a corp, while your other 2 Ironmen are speccing down another corp on another world, pretty much, together to kind of make it, or to have it spec down by the time that I finish killing the corp on the other world. And that makes it 14 kills an hour approximately. I'm definitely gonna play around with it and do some testing on like kills per hour, and if there's anything I can do to like improve that. But yeah, it sounds a lot more worth it for me to do that instead of 6 kills an hour doing regular corp that everyone else is doing. So it's a lot more appealing. And especially if I end up going for like all pets and stuff like that, that just literally reduces the hours by like more than half, which is incredible. So I kind of want to do that. I actually have a alt in the works. It's just about at the stage where I can use it. I just need to finish up the Slayer level to get a whip. I guess I need 2 Zenates on it, and then I need BGS pretty much. Yeah, and then I'm pretty much done. I have the crafting level. I have all the levels except Herblore, but that's kind of passive basically. So that's almost done. And then I already have another alt that I'll be able to use as well for the second one. So yeah, Corp I'm really looking forward to actually. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be efficient. It's gonna feel good getting just a whole lot more kills per hour than most people do. Even if it's a slightly frowned upon method. But man, I would be happy. I would be fully behind, Jagex doing something about Alting Corp. But while it's available, I think you're being foolish not taking advantage of it. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. So yeah, once I have at least a spectral. I mean, Ellie is a little bit unrealistic to go for. I totally forgot to click this. Ellie's a bit unrealistic because of the rarity, but um, gonna go for a spectral. Do a little corp, see if I spoon the pet, see what happens, and yeah, kind of just have fun from there. One other thing I wanted to talk about, because that basically sums up my goals for the near future. One other thing that's coming up soon is the Olympus Bingo, and that starts on July 24th, I want to say, and it goes until August 2nd. The sign up sheet's actually currently on right now. You can find it if you're interested. You're listening to this and you want to sign up for it. It's pretty much open rather to any Ironman. You don't have to be in the clan. Obviously we're not gonna just let some hooligans in or something like that, but feel free to apply in the Olympus Discord announcements channel if you're up for joining a bingo competition for sure. The signups close, I believe, on the 16th, so that's 5 days. You still have to sign up, so more than welcome to at least apply or sign up there. So that's gonna be cool. I'm actually captaining one of the teams again. I'm on a pretty good streak with Olympus bingos right now. I captained the last two teams that I did, both the Loogly Booglies, which was kind of the original name for the like Halloween bingo, and we won that one with the team I drafted. I had a lot of fun actually with the draft in that one specifically, and then the second bingo, which was around when was it? Right. When was that one actually? No, that one must have been the beginning of this year, I want to say. Yeah, I think it was in like February, March. So that was a ton of fun too. I also captained that one. We ended up winning. It was a PVM bingo too. It was slightly different than a lot of the other Olympus bingos, which have been more skilling focused. So we tried it out. Some people liked it, some people didn't for sure. But this bingo coming up, starting soon in about 2 weeks, is going to be another more skilling focused. There's a couple EHB tiles on there, Raids EHB and regular EHB, which is efficient hours bossed, and just kind of gives a little bit of a nice variety to people who don't only want to skill for 10 days straight, which is the length of the comp, which is really cool. It's nice to have some variety in there for sure. And yeah, I'm captaining again, so I'm basically going for the back-to-back-to-back wins. Probably gonna keep the same organization name, the Loogly Booglies. We're on a dynasty right now. We can't afford to change the name. We're on a winning streak. So I'm looking forward to the draft again. I've already started speaking with a couple people. I'm gonna continue to do that this weekend because I'm recording this on the 11th. So we're gonna keep talking to a couple people before sign up finishes, see where everyone's at, and I have a lot of plans for this, man. It's gonna be a ton of fun. There's a couple sleeper picks I got already. I love my sleeper picks, and there's gonna be a lot of new faces I think for this bingo, or people that have previously not really shown what they're capable of. So it's going to be a really, really fun one. It's fun just speaking to everyone and seeing how motivated everyone is for this. And even people who aren't even in the CC, or they're not in the Olympus clan at all or anything. No, they have no association to Olympus, but they heard there's a bingo event and they kind of want to make a name for themselves or just join the community kind of thing. So pretty neat actually. And like I said, everyone's just been super motivated to game. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this one. So that's really the only thing that's coming up in kind of the near future. But I wanted to talk about it just because there's gonna be a lot of expectations I think around it for sure. But also just people gaming and having fun overall. So yeah, I think this is a little bit of a short one, but I didn't have a ton of stuff to say, to be fair. But I just kind of wanted to give a little post top page ramble to everyone and kind of just show what my thoughts are at the moment. I mentioned in my last ramble one thing that I'll just touch on to wrap up is to do a Slayer ramble, and I think I want to do that or continue to do that for sure. There's a couple things that I actually have in the works for Slayer, and I'll talk about that maybe more in the ramble too, but just know that that is still coming. And I am planning on doing that Slayer ramble, so yeah, look forward to that, I guess, pretty much. If you didn't see as well, me and Jukebox Romeo did a duo collab ramble. It was super fun, actually. It turned out really well. We rambled off topic a whole lot, but it actually was a really fun ramble for the time that we did it. It was about an hour long, so I'll link that in the description below. And if you guys haven't seen that, or you have another spare hour of your day, feel free to watch that. You're more than welcome to, for sure. Like I said, it was a fun time, but we did get off topic. So if you have some spare time, go ahead and check that out. Other than that, guys, I think that's pretty much me. There's not much else really to say at the moment. Just a quick update for you guys, and yeah, I'll let you guys go, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye bye.